Alright everybody, welcome to part 2 of my Tsubaki art tutorial, and this is the part where I show you how to color. If you missed the first part, you can click on your upper right corner and that should take you to the video where I show you how I inked it. Now, this video is going to work a little bit differently because I'm actually going to explain my methods that I used in this, because I think the inking video is pretty self-explanatory and this one isn't. But if you think differently or are confused by something, feel free to leave me a comment. So what I did at the beginning was I opened up my Prismacolor pencil kit thing and I picked out which colors I was going to use. I think that shading with a color that is not a skin tone is a lot more cool looking than if you were to do it with a normal skin tone, and it gives more depth. And so what I'm doing here is I'm using a dark blue, which is the color that I'm also going to use for her eyes because she has blue eyes, to lightly, very, very lightly shade places. And the light is coming from the right side of her. At least that's what I was trying to convey. And so, how to color lightly. My illustration teacher said that you should hold the pencil by the very end and just run it over with no pressure. And so that's what I did. And now I'm taking a darker color than the skin tone that I want to use and going over all of those blues lightly again. I pressed hard underneath her eyes to make them darker, but otherwise there was little to no pressure used on every other part. And now I'm taking the actual skin tone color that I want to use and running it all over. I'm avoiding her lip area on purpose so that it will be easier to color in her lips later. Now what I'm doing is I'm taking a red pencil to go underneath the eyes again, and then also for the nose and for blush on the cheeks. And then just taking that darker one again and redefining the shading, but also just going over the entire body. Now I'm using the pink to fill in those lips. I'm taking the blue again to shade around the lips and to also start coloring her eyes. And then I looked around my kit for some other blues to use and did that. Now what I'm doing is taking this white gel pen, which I also used in the inking portion, to add shinies in her eyes. And taking a very, very light gray to shade the whites of her eyes. And then taking a red, I'm filling in her tongue, putting more blush on her cheeks, and also filling in the corner of her eye. Look who learned how to focus a camera. Great thing that this happened, at the very end of the tea part. So I hope that you enjoyed the video, I hope you learned something, and I hope that you would be kind enough to subscribe and or leave a comment for me to look at. If you have any questions, make sure you ask me. I'll do my best to answer them. Thanks for watching, everyone.